Good morning, everyone. Morning. Hope everyone's well on this Monday morning after another shit show that was Tottenham Hotspur yesterday morning. Sorry. We'll get into the chat in a minute. I'm gonna have me 2 pennies worth before we get going. As you all know, I won't hold back. An absolute bunch of tools out there on that pitch yesterday, I'm afraid. If you can't show me effort, how can I get behind you and back you? At the end of the day, I'm trying my best to sit here every week and watch this dross that's being dealt out to us, if you like. Big up to Nige for the raid, by the way. Really appreciate it, Nige. Thank you. Honestly, as my friend in the chat, Kate, says, Lang's a wet lettuce. It's not just Lang, Kate. Whoever's on the pitch are wet lettuces. Now, I understand yesterday when the substitutes came on, it might have, lifted a little bit, if that's the word. There was a bit more, maybe a bit more effort going in from certain players. It still ain't enough. It's not enough. How have we been left in this situation? I don't understand what ENIC are trying to achieve. I don't understand what the players are trying to achieve. Because at the end of the day, at least have the pride and have the passion of wearing the shirt and getting paid every week for your contract, that you do a bit more than what you're doing. We can't play football to save our life. All we do is punt it. Is that what it's come to now? And by the way, if punt and run wins the game, that's fine. But it ain't winning the game. We could have been 5, 6, 7-1 yesterday. How many chances did they miss? What's it going to take for these players to pull their fingers out of their backsides? It's a disgrace. And at the end of the day, do we, the fans, deserve to be watching shite like that? Obviously, we will continue to watch shite like that until it improves. But where's it going to leave us at the end of the season? Why are we sitting here relying on West Ham and Forest to keep us above the drop zone? We're looking over our shoulders all the time. Someone has to do something. Eagle's there to do something. What he was doing yesterday by fielding some of those players in the positions that he did, I've got no idea. I don't know what he was doing. But it didn't work, did it? We are an absolute joke of a club at the moment, an absolute mess. Excuse me. I've been up most of the night, bloody rattling my brains. That's what this club does to you. I've got no bloody idea what they're going to do. And this is the problem. I think most of us have got no idea what they're going to bloody do. I'm sorry, I can't go mental. It's a morning show. I can be fuming, which I am fuming. Absolutely, I am fuming. But it don't solve nothing, me putting a few Fs in, does it? It's not going to make any difference. I'm so mad, to be honest with you. I don't know how or why my tone is not any higher than it is. You got these bellends running round out on the pitch like headless chickens, right? None of them are worth a toss on what they're showing. There might be some decent individual players out on that pitch, but football ain't about individualism, is it? At times, maybe. We don't perform as a team in any way, shape, or form. I was sitting here the other week moaning that Arsenal were playing triangles round us. Well, no wonder they found it so bloody easy, because Fulham were doing the same thing yesterday. What's Conor Gallagher doing on the right wing? What's Archie Gray doing? Every time we make a sub, he changes the position he plays. I know we're short of players. Do you know what I mean? I think we'd have had more joy if we'd just started Sousa down the left. At least he's left-footed. I don't really give a toss if he's 17, 18, 19, whatever he is. As usual, it's their fault, again, why the kid's in the squad in the first place. So he has to deliver when he's brought on, doesn't he? And yes, it did give us a little bit more energy when he came on. But we never looked like we was good. Let's be honest. Come on, we was rubbish. We were absolutely dog shit. And we've got 3 days to go, yeah? And it's Palace. How much is that a must-win now? Just for confidence. Because the confidence got to be bang on the floor. 2 in 19. Fuck me, we're not Wimbledon. Anyway, I'm sure there'll be more to come later on in the day. I'm going to look through a few of you here because you're always in here. Morning to the Sporting Journey. Good morning to you, mate. He says, yeah, catch us later on. He's just, he's out and about, so he'll watch it later. Big up to you, Sporting. Big up to Jimmy. Hope you're well, mate. In as always, Scotty. Big up to you, Scott. Lee Stavum's in. Big up to you, Lee. Phil's in. Big up to you, Phil. Good morning to you. Kate Rixham's in. Yep, exactly, Kate. Corey's in. Big up to you, Corey. Jezza, big up to you. Marianne, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. She says, good with a question mark, morning cookie and all the chat. Another shit show. Yep, we move on again, Kate. Marianne, sorry. We move on again. To everyone, we move on again, don't we? We can't do nothing about that yesterday, and I can't see what the manager's going to do about it in 3 days if the players don't give a toss. Manager might as well not be there. I'm getting a bit worried. What's coming out with him? Some of the things that he's saying now, but I don't know. You know, I honestly think that he's come in. Let me just take this off the screen a minute, Billy. I'll come back to you. Morning to you, Billy, by the way. Oh, let me do this as well. I've got to do this because I feel all proud of myself. See, this is what we are. Yeah, put this little banner on yesterday. Well, whoopee-doo, everyone's saying. Yeah, this is the realism channel. There's no bullshit in here, yeah, about how wonderful these players are playing, because they ain't. Let me tell you. Now I've got to work out what we're doing here. There we go. I'm back again. Where am I now? Got lost. There we are. Wembley's in. Morning to you, Wembers. He says, morning, and cooking all in chat. Thursday, it's all on the line. I think Eagle must learn from the selection issues of yesterday. Players out of position, improved performance following the subs. Look, at the end of the day, Wembley, right, for me, I think you've got to play. If they're in the squad, right, regardless of what he's got available due to injuries and whatever else, play left-footed players on the left side. If you've got them, play them there. You know, Jed Spence obviously had an injury, and I'm sure he would have played if he didn't have. But something's got to change somewhere on the line. I don't know what the mentality of these players is at the moment. I've got no idea. I don't disagree that when Tell and Sousa and Richarlison and that came on, they added a little bit of something. But at the end of the day, none of them are good enough. Not as individuals, they're not. Morning to Dominic. Big up to you, Wembers. Morning to Dominic as well. He's I'm off out, but I read that Stafford has the funds and the sale was agreed, but the clueless family are having second thoughts, unfortunately. We'll see. We'll see with that one, Dominic. I'll wait till I see a bit more permanent stuff with that. I'm like, like when we sign players and I don't believe it until they've got the shirt on and the pen in their hand and they're signing with someone holding their shoulder down so they can't get up and run away. That's me. I don't believe nothing until I see it anymore. Big up to you, Brownie. I hope you're well, mate. These tools ain't useful, Corey, are they? But again, I'll sit on here slating them, and I will slate them. I will slate them when I think they're due slating. And when they do something that's worth saying, yeah, well done, I'll give them the well done. But putting in a performance like that, when we really needed something yesterday, even if it was a point, even if it wasn't a point, and you showed something, you actually gave something. You couldn't even give a toss. We are desperate, lads. Absolutely desperate. I'm talking to the players now, by the way. I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to the players. We're desperate. And you're going out on the pitch performing like that. Where's the pride? I'll tell you something, right? If I was in that fucking dressing room, they wouldn't be going out there playing like that. And I ain't a coach. Big up to you, Corey. The myth needs to stop there, that they can play better. Even they play better, they're still losing. Daryl, at the end of the day, right, I ain't worried. I'm not worried how they play as such. Do you know what I mean? We all know they're a shower of shit. Nearly 3 seasons tells you that. We've been on the downhill since the first 10 games. After the first 10 games of Angie said, just go and look at it. You can see it. Everything's there. All the stats are there. All the losses are there. The current form's there. The form over 3 years tells you we're 1 place above relegation. This is serious shit we're in. And this is why we can't find the solution to the problem. Because the squad is so average. It's why everyone's scratching their heads. How the fucking hell have we got in this state? And we can't go down. We can't go down. Again, as much as I want to get Enoch out, we can't go down. Not for me, we can't. It may well make it more difficult to get them out by staying up, but I ain't bothered. I don't want this football club ever to be relegated, ever. Seen it once, and I would never want to see it again. But the club are a disgrace to let it get. Sorry, Lado. The club are a disgrace for letting it get to this state. We talk about tools on the pitch at the moment, or I do anyway. Yeah? What about that lot? What about this lot that are diluting our football club? Are they bothered if we're in the Championship or the following year, even lower, because they've had to fire sale everyone out of the club? Will they still get their money for their concerts and their boxing and their whatever they do in there? They'll probably go down. He says, bad decisions for years, not replacing players, not backing managers. We have 12 first-team players fit. We don't look like winning a game. Gooner as CEO, another injury. Then what? They're going to be ringing you, Lado, mate. They're going to be ringing you. Any chance, son? You can pop down. We need a sub. That's what they'll be doing, Lado. Or they'll be ringing Stokesy up. Do you know what I mean? Hello, John. Fancy coming down playing centre-back? We're playing 3 at the back this week. We've only got 2 centre-backs. They'll even ring Paney up. As long as he takes his butties with him for half-time. What the fuck are we doing? Big up to Stokesy, by the way. Big up Lado. Big up Lee. Big up to Colin. Big up to you, mate. Listen, Colin, you know what? I'm getting sick of looking over the shoulder. And by the way, I ain't done the weather report yet. I'll get to that in a minute. Sheriff on me back. Happy birthday to you next Tuesday, Corey. Happy birthday to you. Something's got to happen, Colin, isn't it? Something's got to happen. Listen, I think, right, if we don't get nothing on Thursday, right, and then we get a bit of a smashing up off Liverpool at the weekend, as much as I hate to say it, Liverpool ain't in very good form, but, you know, it's very Dr. Tottenham-y like to go to Liverpool and get smashed up. But so, I think he'll be gone. Honestly, do. I think this fella didn't realise the situation of this football club. And I'm sure he's very good at what he does when he goes into clubs and boosts morale and gets points quickly. I think this team's beyond that. I think there's only one bloke now that can get this team out of trouble. And you all know who I'm going to say it is. And it's what they should have done when they sacked Frank and got Harry Redknapp in. I think he's the only bloke that can save us. Now, whether he can do it or not, I don't know. I just think maybe his love for Tottenham, his charisma, his charm, him telling, you know, these players what it means to be at this football club, for some of them that really don't understand. And I know he's an old man. I know he is. I'm looking. last week I was looking at youth team players. Who can we bring on off the bench that might actually have a bit of say about them? So we spoke about Luca Williams-Barnett. Why should we be relying on a 17-year-old kid to save this fucking football club billions? Now, my next thought process is if he don't get anything in the next 2 games, they're either going to sack him or he's going to work out that this squad is so bad, to save his reputation, he'll walk. I don't think there's anyone else. I really don't think there's anyone else with the man management skills out there that can lift or do something with these players. It may even be beyond him. Right? He'll have to have an assistant come in with him that'll do all the all shit work for him. I don't know. We're running out of options. I know that. We're running out of options. Exactly, Phil. Exactly. But mate, I just struggle with the thought of this club going down, mate. It blows my mind, Phil. It blows my mind, mate, that they could have even, thought about letting this football club get to where it is now. It really shows that they really don't give a monkey's, Phil. Do they? They really don't give a toss. And all the promises will come out. All the old shit will come out. But again, I'll go down the road of protest at the end of the season. I was wrong. I said go Forest game, and then I thought about it. And I don't know if it was someone in the chat or one of the lads on the YouTube station said to me, Cookie, if you're going to do it, let the players do what they're doing. If you're going to get involved in it, if you're going to speak to people, let the players do what they're doing. Don't do it while the football season is still on. By the time we play our last home game, we'll probably know what's going on, one way or the other. Then again, knowing Spurs, it'll be a last game decider. But regardless of that, let's have a fucking big protest at the last home game. Let's let Enoch know, even if it don't get him out. Listen, there's not going to be many more chances to do this. There's really not. As fans, right, I think that no one wants to see what we're going through at the moment. And so I implore fans to keep your ear holes open. And instead of walking up the high street, laughing at us like you normally do, taking pictures of us, calling us this, that, and the other. And I've only been to a couple. I know that there's lads that go every time. I don't have to tell you they are. They go every time. But I'll make the effort. I'll make the effort to go because I don't want them here no more. They've ruined our football club. And they've ruined it. I think it's plainly clear to see that they ain't got a Scooby-Doo about football. They haven't got a Scooby. And someone needs to get in there sharpish, right? And if there's any hope of saving this football club, at least get the bloke in that can do it and give him enough games to do it. It might not be the answer, but I don't know where to turn anymore for it. I just think we are running out of options. What have you got? You've got youth players that you can bring onto the pitch that might create a spark, that might turn themselves into, I don't know, not necessarily a superstar, but a bit of a hero. If a youngster came on and turned it on a bit for a couple of free games and then continued to do so, who knows? Unless you give them a go, who knows? because, the same ones are going out on the pitch every week, the same senior players, and they're not doing it, are they? Anyway, if you haven't hit that sub button, please do. I think we are 68, 67 away from 1,000, something like that. So if you're new here, please hit the sub button. Tell your friends, tell your family. Yeah, we're flying along to 1,000. Hopefully we'll get there sometime in the next couple of weeks with a bit of luck. Fingers crossed. If it's longer, it's longer. But also, please keep hitting the like button. You know the rules, people. 50 likes as a minimum, if we can do that. And then we'll crack on from there. I'm here for it. I'll be here tonight. Be here tomorrow morning. This channel. See this channel? This channel here. It ain't going nowhere. Win, lose or draw. It's going nowhere. We will continue to say it how it is on here, how we see it. And we won't deviate from that. Why should we? I ain't going to sit here and tell lies to bum Tottenham football players up. Must be joking. The amount of money they earn. Meant to be professional footballers. Can't pass a ball. Got no, can't handle instruction by the look of it. Whether the manager set up wrong or not. You got Mickey van der Ven, thinks he's bloody Ronaldinho, trying to run the ball out of defence every 5 minutes, and that's fine when it works. But when you get caught out, Mick, and I know you're frustrated, mate, I get it. I get it, because you feel like the players in front of you ain't doing it. I get it. So you feel like you have to take it upon yourself to do these things. I get it. I still get it. But now is not the time for all that shit, mate. I could call all of them out. You could call all of them out. I wouldn't necessarily pick on Mickey because I love him. I think he could turn out to be a banging player with the right coaching. That's just me, personal opinion. He's got a long way to go still. His pace covers up a lot, and it does. Drag us in. I mean, I feel a bit sorry for the guy, to be honest with you. I feel like he's come back after a year out. He's had a couple of appearances, subs, a couple of substitute appearances. Then all of a sudden, it's like, we need you. And he's just playing 90 minutes. The guy's just come back from an ACL. Whether you rate him or not, it's irrelevant. He shouldn't be anywhere near the first team for me. Those injuries take time. And that's if you ever come back to whatever you was before. Just a fucking mess, this club, honestly. We're just a mess. Let's see if I can... sorry if I miss any comments. I won't go too far. John said, as I've said for ages, the players are the problem. It's our third manager. Wake up, fan base. Agree, John. Finn's in. Morning to you, Finn. Shooter said it how it is. No defence, no midfield, no attack, no belief. You can see that he has never experienced anything like this before, and he has managed some shit shows. Mate, I don't think he knows what to do, Finn. I really don't think he knows what to do. I look at him when he's talking, And sometimes he just looks blank. Like, what have I let myself in for here? I didn't know it was this bad. Jesus. I get you, Finn. I get you, mate. Oh, don't get me started on that, mate. Colin, it ain't going to change, mate. It ain't going to change. You got different people in refereeing centres, and whether they say about, different interpretations of the Mawani one and that one and the Ekatike one earlier in the season, and there's others. People see things different ways as far as I see it, Colin. Whatever way they're trained, they're obviously seeing, and there's different, variations of what's meant to be what. And again, a lot of it boils down to it ain't a man's game no more, mate, is it? We're sitting here talking about, did Mawani push him? Did he rest his hands on his back? Did Dragasing get nudged? Yes. Did Mawani put his hands on his back? Yes. Did he push him? No. And unfortunately, Colin, when it's, mate, when it's going wrong for you, mate, it's going wrong for you. When you shit, you don't get decisions. You know it, Colin. You know it, mate. Morning to Sonny. Still drowning my sorrows. Yeah, take it easy. Take it easy, Sonny, mate. Take it easy. Relying on Spurs won't make you feel no better, mate. Trust me. Not at the moment. Should have done something, Lee. I don't know if that would have been the answer. Marcus says we're doomed. It feels like it, Marcus, to be honest with you, at the moment. It does feel like it a little bit at the moment, but you still got to try and find a way out of it, Marcus. Again, I don't know how that is. 2 options for me, or 3 options. Either someone on the team stands up and these players that are out on the pitch actually stand up and be counted, think to themselves, I've got the reputation of my career on the line and my CV saying, yeah, went down with Tottenham Hotspur in 2026. Oh, that's great, that, isn't it? Blinding. But it don't matter because my agent will find me another team. Brilliant. Brilliant. Brownie says, bring on the Staveley consortium led by Levy before we flirt with relegation, which would be the end of Tottenham Hotspur FC. I'll look into it a bit more, the Staveley thing. It's I know it's brewing up, but whether it's really, really true or not, we'll see. Mark in this chat, more dedication to Spurs than the board and the players fleecing their pockets. Yeah, man. We're here for it, Jazza. We ain't going nowhere. I'll hold them accountable until they're not here no more, unless they do something different that needs applauding. Why am I going to applaud a bag of shit? It's just not happening, is it? The fans are going to the games. Our away fans are singing songs that are detrimental to our own team, unfortunately, at the games. Not all the time. I'm not talking about all the time, but little rhymey songs. Taking the piss out of ourselves, if you like. Which is, it's banter at the end of the day, isn't it? But again, how are we in this position that we're doing this to ourselves? You're supposed to enjoy it, aren't you? Things go wrong from time to time. Of course they do. I think everyone's club, they do. But to have fallen, and I don't even think to say fallen from grace is right, but to have fallen from where we have, when Pochettino left in 2019 to now, it's a disgrace, isn't it? You must agree, surely. No one can be happy with what's going on. Surely not. Mate, listen, how many times again, Daryl, yesterday? How many times did that ball come to the edge of the box? There was no one. How many times, did runners just run away from our players again? We were talking about it on the shows. We were talking about it. The second goal yesterday, Iwobi played a 1-2. I looked to the left, right? For me, I think it was Solanke. He was the closest man, right? Iwobi's gone in, played the 1-2. He's moved, gone again. And as far as I know, it was Solanke standing. He just stood there and watched him. He just watched him run past. And he's hit the shot. Vicario can't get to it. Decent finish from the fella. But even when he picked the ball up from the 1-2, he still had 10 yards. Again. How many times this season? How many times are we going to give, players the run of a game? Again, not tight. Not watching what people are doing. Watching runners run past us. Not good enough. It's not good enough. Again, so Rob Belcher's talking about Leeds. Forest had a go. I know West Ham got turned over at Liverpool, but Forest had a go. Wolves, even though they're probably gone, they're having a go. At least they've got something. It's so difficult for fans to get behind it, especially the fans that are going to the games, home and away. We sit here saying, look, whatever you do, get behind them. They need us. Of course they need us. But it just gets demoralising when you're looking at them and you're thinking to yourself, what are you doing for me to encourage you? What are you doing for me to get behind you? If it's nothing and I'm getting behind you, that's fine. But how long does that last for until you think to yourself, it's just a bag of shit? I've got no idea, Kate. I don't know what he was doing yesterday. He looked like he went sort of old school 4-4-2 with players all over the place, to be quite honest. Gallagher was out on the right. Archie Gray was on the left. Then subs came on later. Archie Gray moved over to the right. And again, we did look a bit better when the subs came on. Not threatening, but there were players that looked like they were having a go. That's fine. But I think, is that even minimum expectation from what you would expect from your football team? If it is, the standards are through the floor. And no, they've got to be. If that's acceptable yesterday, the standards must be through the floor. Sonny says, we're in big trouble. I've seen a lot of people criticise Tudor. I think he'll come good. At least he's on the training pitch, not like TF was. Let's hope he does, mate. Let's hope he does, Sonny. Joey's in. Big up to you, Joe. Shock horror. Man with no Premier League experience makes wrong decisions in Premier League games. Yep, he did, mate. He did. And again, we're just fans, Joe, aren't we? Looking in from the outside. Do you know what I mean? But shocking team selection from me, that was yesterday. I've got no idea what was going on. No idea. What's that, 3 or 4 different formations we've played in the last 3 games? 1 under Thomas Frank and 2 under Tudor. Got to stick to something. I know he's probably looking for something, Joey. That's what he's doing. That's probably why he's changing formations like he is, because they're not giving him anything. But you are right. You're right, Joe. You are right. I don't even think it's that he hasn't got no clue, Marcus. I just think that he's walked in, you know, and maybe the job's just too big for him. He's thought, Jesus, you know, you've got to give me something to go and get the points with. And I know there's injured players. I know there is. But if the squad's not strong enough, whose fault's that? That might upset some people. I don't know, but at the end of the day, I'm not saying that they haven't spent the money, but they've bought wrong, haven't they? So surely that's their fault, because they employ the scouts and the DOFs and everything else. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And then we're here again for it on Thursday. But we're going to have another inquiry into this tonight. We'll get online tonight and we'll have another inquiry into it. And then tomorrow we'll move on to Palace. And what do we do then? We'll get this out of the way tonight. Bit of 6 o'clock time. Hit your notification bells. And we'll talk about it again. Because we have to. It does you nothing otherwise. You have to talk about it. Even if you haven't got a solution, you've got to talk about it. That's why I'm here talking to you lot about it now. And no doubt that's why you're here talking to me about it. Well, I hope so anyway. Yeah, I picked him as well as you, John. But it's all ifs, buts and maybes, mate, at the moment. And I do agree with you, though. You know, if he's old enough, he's in the squad, they've bought him, and it is what it is. Hopefully he's one of these happy-go lads, lucky lads that just settles down quick and plays his football. You know, if it carries on like it is doing, mate, you're going to see a lot of him next year. There's no doubt about that. And says, bring on Palace. Yeah, bring on Palace, man. Let's bring it on. At the end of the day, don't matter how many days you go before the next game, nothing's going to change. And the problem is, you play Palace Thursday and go 1-0 down after 10 minutes. It's gonna. How are the fans going to react? But in the stadium, if you're going to get on anyone's gap, get on Enoch's back. At the end of the day, Rudolph, for me, it is important because I want left-footed players to play on that side. It gives us a lot more options when we've got the ball. If we've got a move going forward and it goes out to the left wing, at least he's left-footed. At least he can go down the line and put a ball over. Let's not make it so obvious for teams that with a Spence out there on the left, it's just going to get turned back. It's going to come back and come back inside again. We need to start getting balls in the box, whether it's Porro, whether it's Sousa, I don't care who it is, but just it helps us out a bit, Rudolph. But yeah, we do have to start passing. Have we got it in us, Rudolph, at the moment? I'm not so sure we have. And that's how it is, John, isn't it? You're just looking over your shoulder all the time because you can't see where our next win's coming from. And you're just looking at them hoping they ain't getting beat. Let me tell you, Forest are playing a lot better than we are. I watched a bit of that Forest game. I thought they were pretty decent, to be fair. At least they're having a go. It's looking that way at the moment, Joe, isn't it? We said in December, watch out, we're on a slippery slope. That was December, about mid-December, before Christmas it was. We said, be careful. And everyone laughed at us, Joey. Everyone laughed at us. Don't be ridiculous. And it's not about saying you're right, because no one wants to be right. I don't want to sit here saying, Jesus, where are we getting the next points from? I sat here saying we need 4 wins. Can you see us getting 4 wins in 10? You see us getting 3 wins in 10. I can't see us eating a bag of pickle onion Monster Munch, mate, at the moment. They'd choke on them. Agreed, mate. Big up to you, Lee. You keep getting involved, mate. Yeah, I can't go down this route, Rob, with this. I never want Tottenham to be relegated, as much as I hate the owners. We just have to find another way to pressure them to get them out, mate. I don't know what else to say about it. Like I say, sorry about the air, by the way. Like I say, you know, I think maybe the way to go is end of the season. Whether they stay up, whether they go down, whatever it is, and I think we have to get out in numbers. I don't think 100 people, 200 people, 500 people, 1,000 people, I don't think it's enough. We need to be committed to it. We really do. You know, if people live far away, you know, try and do car shares to get down there. Whatever it takes. I know it's difficult. I know things are tough money-wise for everyone. But at least if it can be arranged in advance, people know about it. People know if they're a bit short, they can put a few pennies away. You know, I'll pick people up on the way down from Manchester as long as they can get to near the motorway somewhere. If you can get to near the motorway, because as you know, it's 4 hours down. So I can pick people up on the motorway, drop people off on the way back. That ain't a problem. But I think we need more people to do that. Because I think people would go if they had enough notice. I think more people would go. But I think a lot of it's cost implication. They go online, see a train ticket's £100 return from somewhere in the north of the country. And it's like, Jesus, how am I going to get £100 together? We've got community pages where we can all talk about it. Anyone can get on my community page if you want to talk about it. Just go to the channel, hit the community section, leave a comment in there about it. I don't see what other option we've got. I really don't. And that doesn't fix what's going on now by any stretch. It's a separate issue now. The actual football and staying up, going against them is a separate issue for me to what's going on the pitch. Not how it's happened, but I'm looking at the football and how we're getting out of it. And then I'm looking at them and thinking, well, if it weren't for you, we wouldn't be in this situation anyway. And as fans, we're in a catch-22 situation. Look, at the end of the day, hopefully the club gets sold at some stage over the summer. You know, and we get some owners in that actually just want to win things at football. I ain't worried if we've got the best shiny stadium and the best training facilities right now. Definitely's in. Big up to you, Definitely. Listen, Definitely, we'll probably have a show later on. So I'll end up pinning a link up at the top of the chat or something like that. And if you want to come on, mate, you're more than welcome to get it out your system. I have to do it every day, mate, sometimes twice a day. I get so wound up by it all. And again, people say, Cookie, calm down. I can't calm down. Does my Sweden. It does me barnet in. You can see that. Look at the state of it. I've only just had it cut and all. I get where you're coming from, Rudolph, right? All right. But these ain't under 10s. Yeah, do you know what I mean? These are professional footballers. I think what you're asking them to do there is the very least that they should be doing anyway, mate. And I've got no doubt they're capable of doing all that stuff. We've seen it all before. I don't think it's about that now. I think it's about confidence. I think it's about finding out which players actually do give a toss, if there are any. Because it don't look like it. And I get exactly where you're coming from with it, Rudolph. I get you. But for me, if they can't do that anyway, what are they doing playing professional football? I mean, if you surely in this day and age, if you ask a drill of a particular footballer or a particular 2 or 3 or 4 footballers, are you telling me they can't get their head round passing and moving? It's the most basic instruction that you can give a footballer: pass and move. Create an option. Don't hide. You know, do we have to explain to grown men that moving helps the player with the ball and gives him another option? Even if it's not to pass to him, it will take a player away. Basic instruction. Listen, it ain't difficult, Rudolph. For me, it's not. You know, and by saying that, I'm saying that like surely they can take that in. Pass and move. We just don't do it, mate. We've got too many players that are hiding. And not all of them. Again, not all of them. But there's players out there that shouldn't be out there. There's players out there playing in wrong positions, wrong sides of the field, because we haven't got enough left-footed players at a professional football club. Big up to you, Joe. We try, mate. We try. Look, I'll keep putting it up there, mate. We try to be as honest as possible. You know, my parents always told me, tell the truth. Perhaps I told porkies sometimes, like all of us have in our life. I'm sure we all have, or most of us. But like, I'm a 57-year-old grown adult. I don't need to lie about Tottenham Hotspur. I don't need to lie about life. I don't need to lie to my partner about anything in my life. I don't lie to my kids. I don't lie to anyone. I don't need to tell lies. Why? To me, what's going on the football pitch is a lie. Marcus says not just the owners, the players have no heart in the game. Cut their wages, see who plays then, or just get rid of them. They're not doing us any favours. No, and this is the problem, Marcus. You know, it's time a few of them did start doing a few favours. Because they're not currently, are they? They're currently doing nothing. Thanks, sweetheart. I'm just explaining to them, love, that their players are doing nothing, and that even you're disgusted as a Man United supporter at the effort that Tottenham Hotspur players are putting in to this football game.
Shocked, can't believe they're not winning.
There you go, see? And that's from the missus.
It'll come to an end, you'll win eventually.
There you go. She says we'll win eventually. What are we doing here? Thanks for the tea, sweetheart. Drewler's in. Morning to Drewler. So I'm miles behind in the chat again, but we'll continue. I ain't in no rush at the minute. I've got all week to go up the allotment this week. Got to put the missus been up there cleaning all the glass. By the way, we've got all the do flanges you put in the glass now. They've all been delivered, and the clips and all that, make it look all fresh and nice. It's got to be done, isn't it? Let's get back to the football. Less of the allotment talk. Morning, Cookie Drewler says, and chatter, seriously, these players are not playing for the badge. We're in a relegation battle, and it's like they don't give two hoots. And she follows that up with the only reason we've got a get out jail card right now is because the other teams around us are dropping points too. Big up to you, Marcus. Well, back in the day, Phil, I'd have put a damn sight more effort in just to have the honour of playing for Tottenham. Trust me, Phil. I'm sure a lot of us would have. These players ain't got no heart. They've got no desire. The better ones of them just look like they're giving up. I can't give up, Phil. This is the problem, see? Whereas you can sit back with it, and I know because we spoke about it, you'll sit back with it, Phil, and you say, well, what'll be will be. They've bought it all on themselves. I can't disagree. I can't agree more, sorry. But I can't just turn off from it. It's almost like being put in the middle of it, Phil. And then you just end up trying to search for options, even though it don't matter what you think, because they'll do what they're doing anyway. It's almost like a bit of torture in your head. Do you know what I mean? And as much as it does your head in, to be fair, you know what it's like when you throw yourself into something, or have done for a long time. Sometimes it can help you out. It can send you the other way. Don't get me wrong, but you know, if you could try and be a bit constructive about it. The problem is we're running out of constructive things to say to help this football team out, mate. Again, not that they listen, but it makes us feel better. Makes me feel better anyway, mate. You know how I am, Phil. Rudolph says we are the worst pass in the Premier League at the moment, including all the clubs below us currently. I said Frank should have been sacked after the Forest game, as did Patrici. Why he left? Why? And then was ignored. Yeah. Well, we know why they ignored him. Rudolph. Big up to Ghosted. Big up to you, mate. And says we keep fighting with our best available players. No free game for kids. I don't know what a free game is for kids. What's a free game? Because all the lot that are on there, Ange, they're getting a free game every week. What are you seeing that I'm not seeing? It's not about having a free game for kids. It's about if you're in a game at 0-0 or 1-0 down, because no sod's doing anything, out on the pitch at the moment, why not bring a youth team player on? Why not bring a Barnett Williams on? How do you know he's not the spark? Unless you try, you don't know. At the end of the day, they're trying with everyone else and they're coming up with zero. Someone's got to try something, mate, at the end of the day. And before you say anything, Ange, your namesake is not the answer. I'm afraid. Thanks for the Europa League and all that, but he's not the answer. I'm sorry. Not in this situation. Big up to Rodney. Listen, I ain't so sure, Marcus, that he ain't going to. I'm not so sure. You know what I mean? We've seen that look on his face a million times that says to me, I am lost. And I've got no doubt, you know, he'll use whatever experience he's got at getting teams like Tottenham out of the crap. But it's not working at the moment, whatever he's doing, is it? And so how far do you go down the line? Do you just stick with him and bite the bullet? Is that what Enoch do? Or do you go and get an Harry Redknapp while he's got a chance? I'm asking you because, you know, I don't know. I just think now the time's come, yeah, that there's probably, as Kate says, so many wet lettuces in the dressing room, yeah, that the time has come to put a rocket up and big style. Let Harry go in, do his harassing. But I think, you know, whether it's a Tim Sherwood, I would have a Roy Keane in there. I've said all that to you before. He's a Tottenham fan. Whether you get him out of his Sky contract's a different matter. But I'd have a Roy Keane in there who's got managerial experience as well, however good or bad he was. Yeah, get Roy Keane in there geeing him, yeah, and get Harry putting his arm round him. And if you can't get nothing out of none of them then it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. But no one can say that you haven't tried then, can you? Yet these bellends are sitting up there on their arse. Because what happens, you see, we lose to Palace at home, yeah? Whose back are the fans going to get on? Tell me, whose back are the fans going to get on? They're going to go have a go at the players? Are they going to have a go at the manager? Or are you going to go to source? Because I would say go to source. As much as you think the players are shit, as much as you think it might be the wrong manager, go to source in the ground. Call Enoch out in the ground. Embarrass them in the ground. There's a 22,000-seater South Stand now without everything else that goes with it. Embarrass the shit out of them in their own stadium. And then at the end of the season, embarrass them again in a massive protest. Let these charlatan knows. Let them know what they've done to our football club. Tell them straight. It's the only way it's going to get through. Otherwise, they'll just continue doing what they're doing and they'll do it. And in the end, if it's not this season, we will go. We will go down. If you're going to sell the bastard, sell it. And let someone come in, yeah, who does give two hoots about the football. Because it's going to take whoever comes in, God knows how long, to sort it out. Because they've got to go right through the club, as we've discussed on many occasions. Big up, Paul. He says relegation will be detrimental to THFC, as it's if Enoch want to dilute us and just want to concentrate long term on NFL concerts, etc. Fuck Enoch, mate. Yeah. Yeah, who'd take Levy back now if you had the rest of them out? And someone said as well that Stavley, whatever her name is, yeah, with this 3 billion dooflat thing that she's doing, yeah, someone said that Levy could be involved in it. I don't know. Can't believe it, but maybe, who knows? Sells his stake and then buys back in again. Just saying, who knows? Here do, Sonny. Here do. At the moment, I was watching him this morning, mate. I have to sometimes. I just bang his name in on YouTube and it all comes up. And this morning it was, he was playing for England in, I want to say 86, but it might have been earlier than that. And just how wonderful he was on the ball, even for England. And you know what I mean? Just gives you a bit of a pick-me-up that once upon a time we did have players that could do shit like he could do. Cool, that's a banging cup of coffee, that. Ghosty says the ship sunk when the transfer window ended. No one can save us with the shit players we have. Oh, he'll have a chance, Sonny, won't he? He'll have a chance, fella, until he either walks or they push him if he gets no results. It'll be one or the other. They'll either leave him alone until the end of the season and let him get on with it, or they're going to get to, what are we at now? 10 games to go after the Liverpool game. I think he'll have made his mind up by the Liverpool game. If he's going to walk, he'll walk. Whether you walk away from the sort of dough they're offering him for 12 games, I don't know. I don't know how much it is. I'm not really bothered, to be honest. But if you are going to change it, you've got to do it soon. Like, as in now. Unfortunately. I think that's inevitable anyway, Rudolph. I think it's inevitable anyway. But again, look, they're doing whatever they're doing on the training ground. And they're doing what they're doing, mate. They're professional footballers. They've just got to follow direction at the end of the day and try to implement it on match day. It still don't change. It's all a bloody disgrace, though, does it? At the end of the day. Daryl says he told Stell 6 months ago, let it play out, see how far down the rabbit hole Enoch will take us. And that's it. Daryl, isn't it? Rudolph says, I can't say whether the players give a toss, but what I suspect is that Frank had the players in such a dreadful negative mentality that they have lost the ability to pass the ball forward accurately ever. Maybe, Rudolph. You could be right, mate. Who knows? You could be right. That could be the answer. That could be the answer. What I would say to that is, Rudolph, right? I'm not coming at you I'm just trying to put a different, because I know you're coming back at me with questions and whatever. And my turn of phrase might be different to yours. So what I would say to you is then, after the first 10 games of Angie's season, if we're going back to Frank, and we'll go back to Ange, yeah? Basically, it tells us that over 2 and 3/4 years, we have been rubbish, Rudolph. Rubbish. He might have got 5th in that first season. Look how many games we lost after the first 10 games. Look how the form continued into the second season, winning the Europa or not, the league form. Don't tell me it was thrown. Don't believe it. Don't believe that for a minute, that we threw the league to win the Europa League. I don't believe it for a minute. Again, that's just me, though. That's just me. But we have got to get out of the mentality state that we're in if we're going to stay up. Again, that's why I keep talking about a spark from somewhere. Does the spark come from a manager? Does it come from a redknapp? I'm just asking. I'm not saying it's what I want, because what I want is irrelevant at the end of the day. What you lot want is irrelevant at the end of the day, because they'll do what they're going to do anyway, which is probably knob it up. Sorry if I'm a bit straightforward with people in the language that I use. It's just who I am. You know, I don't come out with a technical words, if you want to use it like that. Like I say, if you don't know who we are, you'll get to know who we are. And hopefully you come and watch us, because this is who we are when it comes to the football. Yeah, we'll have a bit of a giggle once a week on a Friday night maybe, but we'll also have panel shows. We'll get you lot on to give your views. Maybe someone of you out there has got an idea what we do to create something. Do we change the manager if he loses against Palace? Do we go to Harry cap in hand and say, come on, Harry? I don't know. I don't think he could do it all himself. To be honest with you, I think he'd be great at directing it in the changing room. You know, he could stay at the Tottenham Lodge if he's worried about driving, couldn't he? I'm sure they've got a comfy little ensuite there for him that he can park his backside in, our Harry. You know what he's like. He's committed to a job. And he'll give it everything. He understands Tottenham. Let's see if I can catch up a bit. Again, I'm sorry. I'm nearly an hour behind on all your comments. Let's just say a few hellos to anyone that we haven't seen. Big up to you, Joe. I hope you're well, mate. I hope you're well. Big up to Daniela. We're going to keep going, by the way, and just saying a few hellos to people because I'm so far behind. Marcus, I've got no idea. I don't know. Stephen's in. Stephen thinks we're going down. Club is rotten to the core. Really hurts me to say this. We'll get what we deserve. Yeah, but we don't bloody deserve it, Stephen, do we? We don't deserve it. What do we do except support our club and spend money on it? Well, I don't personally, apart from the match ticket the other week. And I'm going to go again before the end of the season. I keep saying it because I want everyone to know. You know, before they say to me, oh, Cookie, 25 years and you never went. Enoch are still here. I know they're still here. We've got one of the problems out, or what we thought was one of the problems, and maybe it still was a problem. But now it's time for the other lot to go. But, you know, with the predicament that our football club's in, I feel I need to go to a game this season to show my support. Whether I think they're shit or not. Whether I think they're rubbish or not. Whether I think it's the right manager or not. At least I'll go there and blast them. And trust me, I'll get songs going in the stadium to blast them. Yeah, for Anthony, he says, big up, Mark. Come on, you Gunners. Both of them were not fouls. But your fans have to look at the players' mentality, fight, the desire to win the game. They did not look bothered one bit. And that's where we're coming from with it. Anthony. Big up, Corey. Yeah, I know what you're saying, mate. Unfortunately, don't work like that, does it? City of the Fool says, if you extrapolate the points Spurs, Forest and West Ham have got in the last 10 games, which are 4, 9 and 12, so the next 11 games you end up with Spurs on 34, Forest on 40 and West Ham on 38. So if that don't tell you we're bang in trouble. Big up to you, City of the Fourth. Prez says Spurs have more doom and gloom than EastEnders. Yeah, we do, mate. At the moment, we do. As far as I know, I don't know what's happening with Spence Ange. He was out injured, not to the calf or the ankle, one or the other. Kudos is due back at the end of the month, beginning of April. As far as anyone else, I'm not too sure, mate. I don't think we're due back many this month. I think Romero will be back from suspension. Then it's 2 bookings and he gets another one. So, obviously it'll help with Romero being back as long as he's got his head in the game. If he ain't got his head in the game and he don't give a toss like the rest of them, then you know what I mean? It is what it is. Agree with this, Kate. They're all fighting for their club, Kate. I've watched them all over the weekend, even Wolves, who are not getting out of it, more than likely, unless they go on some run. Winds me up, Kate. I can see myself in the screen going redder and redder and redder. Yeah, me too, John. Me too, mate. Can't remember the last time I watched it. Sorry if I'm missing anyone. We'll just try and catch up a little bit. Kate says, we need... Which one? The one up there or the one at wherever he is now? Either of them would do at the moment, Kate, probably, to be fair. Well, this is another issue, isn't it, Jimmy? It's another issue, mate, for me. If we're saying he looks like the best thing that we've got on the pitch just because he had a bit of effort about him, then what are we doing? What are we doing? Daryl says, Tudor's trying to build an house with Lego bricks. Chewed up ones the dogs had a go at. Yep. Yeah, that's fair enough, Rudolph. That's fair enough, mate. Get what you're saying. I have to debate whether the squad is strong enough because we have to find something with some of them, Rudolph. Oh, we're going down, mate. It's as simple as that. Big up, Tom. He says the biggest thing is the injured players, biggest in the league. That's what has done us. Yeah, I've got no doubt we probably wouldn't be in a relegation battle. We'll probably be somewhere mid, 10th-ish, maybe 11th. It's still not good enough, though, Tom. And I agree. We've had a lot of injuries, probably more than anyone else. I don't doubt that for a second. Yeah, and if we didn't have the injuries, I'm sure you may get different performances from some of the players because they would be playing with better players. It's just a shame, that the players that are selected out on the pitch, whether they would normally be in the first team or not, don't seem to have the heart and desire for it, Tom. Anyway, we're an hour and a half in. I've only asked you once. If you haven't subbed to the channel, please do. Get over and sub. Yeah, we're flying along. See if you can get us to 9:40 today. We was on 9:30 something when we started. I don't know what the like situation is, but there's been plenty of you in here this morning. So keep hitting that like button for us. If we're over 50, get it to 100. Get it to 100 for us. And by the way, not going anywhere yet, but we will be back tonight. We'll sort a show out for 6 p.m. this evening. And we'll have another good chat. We'll get a few people on. We'll get the link pinned at the top so that people can come on and have their say about the game at the weekend and what we do going forward against Palace on Thursday. You know, this is your channel as much as it is ours. We try and give you the mic as often as we can, but we don't want to do it too much because people get disinterested in it. But we do it so you can come on and tell us what you think. Sonny says, give Tudor a chance. At least he's on the training ground on the pitch with the players. Thomas Frank wasn't, and Ange wasn't even. He'll get them playing. Sonny, I hope he does, mate. I hope he does. I'll give him every chance, mate, until he's not here anymore. What else can you do? What else can you do, fella? It was Spurs on Spurs in the stands yesterday. Oh, mate, yeah, they was having a bit of a ding-dong, weren't they? And it tells you something, doesn't it, that our own fans are fighting with each other. You know, because people think, because we're sitting here doing this, that we don't support our football team because we're being critical of them. I mean, I've never heard such baloney in all my life. Why can't you criticise your football team the same as you big them up when they do something good? You're not allowed to do that anymore. Unfortunately, people, for the people that don't understand. What is it I say? Can you hear me? What is it? The Realism Channel. This is where you come when you want to be told what's gone on and what is going on at our football club. Where are we here now? Let's see if we can. And it is a catch-22, Darryl, isn't it? It is a catch-22, unless they can get the ball rolling somewhere. You know, you have to remember, as much as ENIC are here to make money, and I get that, Darryl, totally. I totally do get it. And I've got no problem with ENIC making money, as I've always said. I ain't got no problem with that, right? But at the end of the day, I think if an offer came in of the right-ish amount, if we got relegated, I think they might sell, because I don't think they've got the art to do the right thing by the club. And what you have to remember is, as well, Darryl, is that they only bought the club for 22 million quid. So when you're talking about billions, even though, you know, if you was up in the top four and it's available for 4.5 million and all that, if they sold it for 2.5 or 2 plus the debt, 3 million maybe, 3 and a bit, they're still making fortunes, and then they're out of it. But again, someone said to me yesterday, why are they going to sell? Why would they sell? And that's the only thing I can come up with, Darryl, that they've bought it so cheaply that even though at its peak, it could probably get 4.5 billion, sorry. If they sold it for 2 billion in debt or whatever, just an example, I don't know, it's still a massive profit. So you can look at it that way. But, you know, there you go. Danielle has come up with some figures. National coach rides, National Express, I believe that is, £20 to £30 return tickets. Listen, and at the end of the day, anyone that goes, we all meet up. It ain't nothing, you know, over boisterous. You know, there might be a bit of swearing. It's a protest, you know, but no one's going at each other. It's all about getting at ENIC at the end of the day. That's what it's about. And we need to get as many people to, if we have another one, I don't even know if there's going to be another one. If there's not, you know, I think it'd be a travesty. to be quite honest with you. I really think it'd be a travesty. Because for the fans who don't want ENIC anymore, it's made. It's made for us. Absolutely made for us. No, because they can't buy anyone. They're restricted, Sonny. Yeah, I was going to say 10, Joe. I was going to say if we could get 10 now, and I think that's a massive ask from Tottenham fans. Because I don't know. I think so many fans now just go for a day out. Do you know what I mean? Perhaps the hardcore fans are not there as much as they used to be. But yeah, Joe, I don't disagree with you, mate. I was thinking 10, to be honest with you. Biggest they've had is 2.5. And I'm sure if they can get 250,000 people, 250,000 people to the Europa League, do flange presentation, then we can get 10, 15, 20,000. Let's do it. Let's shock them. Shock and awe, as they say. Shock and awe. It can be done. It can be done. It needs arranging, but there's plenty of time to the end of the season. You know, even I know people that are short of money, can save up 25 quid for a return ticket and a tube fare to get to the ground, even if you're not going in. If you're going in and you're not happy, come to the protest before. I don't see why people wouldn't. You know, if you've got people travelling to go to the protest, even though they're not going to the game, why would people that are still not happy with it, and good luck to enjoy your football, or you go to watch your football for your enjoyment, I ain't got a problem with that. But if you're not happy with what ENIC are doing, at the same time, you can still moan about it. You can still protest about it. Sorry if I'm going high, my throat's going again. Yeah, I will do. I'll give him a text later on, see if he's about. I don't know what shift he's on, Kate. But if he's about, he'll jump on. I always send him the link. He knows that. I don't even need to ask him, Kate. I'll send him the link for any time we do a show. And he knows, you know, Phil, that's for you. If you're about, mate, you're about. If you're not, you're not. It is what it is. People jump on at their own will. I don't try and tie people down to a, you know, not unless we're actually going to do a panel show and, you know, get some guests on that are going to go for the whole length of the show. And sometimes they do. They jump on. You see, James jumps on the other day. Danny Kay jumps on the other day. Savas jumps on now and again. Stell jumps on. You know, when people have got time, they jump on. Lubo's jumped on before. They've all jumped on. Fair play. 75 of you still in here. Please hit the sub, hit the like. See how close you can get us to a 1 in likes today. And see if you can get us 3 or 4 subs. That'd be great. Keep us growing. Keep us building. Breakfast brunch every morning. Every morning. I was going to say that the Fab 3, but it was a disaster, wasn't it, last week? It was just me, I think. And then the watch along was a disaster. Couldn't get a bloody stream up. What a joke, honestly. There you go. Agreed, Colin. Absolutely agree with you. Football's not, and this is why I tell people, you know, or ask people, when you sign players, it's not just about what they do with the football. I say to people, when you're at the ground, don't just follow the ball. When you're playing football, you're not just looking at the ball. If you've got a bit of intelligence about you, you're looking about before you've received it. You're having a little look to see what's on. You know the ball's coming, yeah? At some stage here, get your head up, have a look, get an idea of where people are. So sometimes when it does come and you get impressed, you can go bang first time, have it and move. Instead of panicking, turning round, going towards your own goal, and all of a sudden having 3 players round you. It's common sense. Why are you not doing it as a professional footballer? Fuck me, my manager would have gone mad on a Saturday afternoon if I'm not aware of the situation and what's going on. You can re-sign someone. I know that. No, you're the best, DK. Get in there, son. Hope you're well. Big up to you. Big up, David. He says, definitely the coaching staff and management have got to have a look at the abilities in the players, fit and work around them. It's working with a bad hand. 1-2 into space. Be united on the pitch, he says. And in the stands. And that's from a United fan. That's a United fan. Yeah? 1-2 into space. That's all Fulham did yesterday for their second goal. While we were standing there watching, Iwobi was getting on with his job, laid it in, simple return pass, bang. Nothing special about it. Got it on target. Little bit of swervy, the old da-da-da-da-da. Vic couldn't get to it, it's a goal. But if you're shut down in the first place, it's no goal. Yeah, Drew, I thought about it. I was so angry the other day. I was like, come on, let's just get a protest going. We'll sort it for the Forest game. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't happy. And I'm still not happy, to be honest with you, Drew. I'm not happy at all. But you are right. You know, but let's do something for the last game of the season. We'll know where we stand by then. And it'll be a great meet-up as well, won't it? Do you know what I mean? Few bevies, fill the pub out. Why not? Protest against Enoch. Make a day of it. Make a day of it. Few bevies, cheese sandwich in the pub. If you're not going to the game. If you are going to the game, good luck to you. Go in and support your team. That's all we've got left at the moment, supporting the team. What else have we got? I can't believe this football club has been sabotaged like this. Because that's what it is. It's sabotage. Dirty bastards. Big up to you, Corey, mate. I think you're right, though, Drewler. End of the season. End of the season, I think we've got to have it. We've got to let them know, one way or the other. They you know, go down or stay up. You know, Tottenham fans are going to make it difficult for Enoch in this next transfer window. I agree, mate. Rudolph, I agree with you. It is his job. I'm not saying it's not his job. I know he's got to get them to do it. It's if they've got the belief and the confidence in themselves to raise their game and do it again. As a collective. You don't have to do thingies, by the way, Rudolph. I see it come. I just can't read every message, mate. I get where you're coming from, Rudolph. I do. Actually, you think I've seen that in Chile, mate, so we think we'll be okay. Let's hope you have, Sonny. Let's hope you have. Morning, Andrew. Hope you're well. Just back from the doctors. There you go. Getting the old black Americano. I'm struggling with it, Lee. I'm really struggling with it, mate, to be honest with you. I don't think, I just can't see where the next point's coming from, Lee. Playing like this. I mean, we will have to play some dross team, yeah, to get a 0-0 draw or nick a win, because we just don't look capable, Lee. And I want to say, yeah. And in a funny sort of way, I think maybe Forest and West Ham, or one of them, might be, I don't even think Forest, maybe West Ham are on the same level as us. But what bothers me is, Lee, is that their current form, as put up earlier, and Forest's is still better than ours. And if it carries on like it is, Lee, they'll catch us and we'll go down. Lee, I'm struggling with it, mate. I really am. And I think it's a massive, massive possibility. And that's not me sitting on the fence. I'm to answer your question, I'm 80% yes, 20% no. The other way around, shall I say. I'm 80% will go down, 20% will stay up. That's how I feel about it now, because I've been so far back with it, Lee. Yeah? Not predicting it as such, but saying, look, if we carry on the way we're going, and this is before Christmas, yeah, we're going to be in trouble. I could just see it. I could see it a mile off, Lee. And we are where we are now. And now we've got to do something to get out of it. EDM says, Ed's are completely gone to see a group of players traumatised, no belief, riddled with fear. I mean, it says it all really, doesn't it? They're scared of losing the ball. When they do get it, it's like an hot potato. No one's got any creativity. No one's got a spark. And we've sat there yesterday. Well, I sat there for 80 minutes while I was finding a stream. Apologies again for no watch along. And I sat there. I missed the first goal. It literally just come on as the goal was scored. And I've sat there and watched the other 86 minutes or 88 minutes with the added time of a load of absolute bollocks. That's a bonus, Rob. That's a bonus. We scored, mate. Yeah, true. We scored. They are. West Ham's games are bad, Mark, right? But the problem is, Swifty, is that I'm just so disillusioned with what's on the pitch, right? And I'm watching them, and I'm looking, and I'm sitting, and I'm just shaking my head, like what are we doing? Come on, you can do better than this. What are we doing, Mark, in 2026? And we're sitting here wondering what the fuck West Ham and Nottingham Forest are doing. Marianne says they don't play for the badge, earn a lot of money, but don't want to put effort in. Shameless shit players. And Stokesy agrees. Well said, Marianne, he says. Dave says, you have to start backing the manager. I'm backing the players you've got. The only thing left is for everyone to come together and stand up and fight. Can't keep getting in a new manager. No, David, but the problem is that there's 10 games left. He's lost 2. He was here for 12. He's meant to be a fire. He's meant to come in, yeah, put all the fires out, get us to safety early doors. He can chill. He knows he's got his dough in his bin and his little bonus. Tottenham stay up, yeah, and away we go again on June the 1st. Because relegation is not an option, David. And this is the problem that I keep trying to get through to people's heads, is that if Tottenham go down, it costs us hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of pounds. And it sets us back years and years and years. You've got to go from a wage bill of £267 million to 118 million pounds in the Championship. And that's to be at the top of it in the Championship. You have to keep listening, people. And the reason you have to keep listening, you know why that is. You only get it here. Well, you probably get it in other places, but you get it here. El tells in. Morning, Jose. Good morning, Mark. Rolled on Thursday night. I'm there again, but with my daughter for her first game. Come on, you Spurs. Big up to you, Jose. You enjoy, mate. You enjoy, mate, if you can. Let's hope we get 3 points. I don't care how they get it. Not bothered. Just win 1-0, get the 3 points, and get out of there. I don't want to see us go down, Jose. I don't. I really, really don't. Did you type that again in, C to the 4th? There you go. Or is that the one I brought up there? It can't be the one I brought up earlier, surely. Look at them facts there, though. If it carries on the way it's going, that tells you everything. Absolutely everything. Seems to be doing all right, Glenn. He seems to be doing all right, mate. Make sure you hit that sub button, Glenn, if you haven't, please. And hit the like, everyone. Let's get to 100 today. See if you can get us to 100 likes today. That'd be great. Mikey Moore's improved at Rangers. If he had stayed, we would have destroyed his confidence just the way we are. Good for him, man. He needs to turn into a man, Glenn. You know what I mean? And as crap as the, people say that the Scottish League is, and whatever it is, one thing it is tough. It's tough up there, even if the levels ain't there. Yeah, and it'll toughen him up when he comes back. There's no doubt about that. We'll have to see, mate. We'll have to see when he comes back. If and when he comes back, he might stay out on loan another year. Who knows? I think it'll depend where we end up this season, Glenn. If he's in the Championship, we'll probably come back. If we're in the Premier, he might have to come back. We ain't bought a left winger last season, so we still need one, don't we? Look at this. This is perfect from Rob Belcher. Look at Celtic yesterday. Look at Celtic yesterday. It installs a bit of something in them. And we're short of time. Unfortunately, we are so short of time now. I'm not advocating for the manager to go after he's been in 2 games. What I'm saying is if he doesn't pick up any points in the next 2 or 3 games, then you're leaving whoever comes in, whether it be an Harry Redknapp and whoever, 8 games to get you out of it. 7 games to get you out of it. Do we just leave it until we get to 2 games, 3 games? What do we do? If the manager that's in there and he keeps losing and he keeps losing, and like someone put up there, just let the manager do his job. Okay, we'll let the manager do his job, but when he keeps losing and losing, if he does, hopefully he doesn't, but if he does, what do you do then? Again, they're the pricks that have left no options. They're the ones that have brought him in. They're the ones that sacked Thomas Frank 2 months too late. They're the ones that never got anyone in the transfer window that we needed. They're the ones who I think about when I'm pissing in the toilet. Because what are they doing? Sorry to go on that road again. What have they done? And what are they doing? They've brought in a manager that's got no Premier League experience. Again, that's not my call. That's not your call. That's their call. With 12 games to go. They've sacked a manager after the transfer window, you know, knowing they've used him as cover again, whatever you thought of him. And now they're using this guy as cover again because they ain't got a Scooby-Doo about football. How long as fans do we put up with this? Because at the end of the day, it's only us that change it. And it is, unless there's a buyout. And we have to push them. You know how Mawani got done the other day for the gentle shove in the back of our mate Gabriel? That's what we need to do. A gentle shove towards Enoch. And tell them to get the fuck out of our football club. Go and build some hotels or whatever you're doing somewhere else. Listen, Glenn, one spark I do at the moment. Someone, yeah, whoever it is, youth, another manager that does something, just get Harry in. Just get him in. I don't know who else to suggest. I don't know anyone that's got that bloody charisma that he's got. The ability to lift players. Because he is one of the few that can do it. We're fucked at the moment. Can anyone see where there's another point coming from? You know, how long do we have to go down the line? Whether it's right or wrong, whether it was Tudor's fault, he took the job at the end of the day. You know, and the look on his face tells me that he didn't do his due diligence properly when he came in about the football club. And at the end of the day, why would he really? He's only here for 12 games. He's only here to do a job. He's only here to get points. He obviously thought he had the balls to do it. But as it stands at the moment, the testicular fortitude is not exactly flowing out of him, is it? So someone has to do something. Someone has to make a change soon. Whether we want it or not, whether we agree with it or not, for the sake of the football club, they have to do something. And if they don't, again, it's fucking negligent. Bloody is a mess, Nige. It is a mess, mate. Thanks for the raid earlier, fella. Appreciate it. Keep smashing that sub, people. Come on, there's nearly 80 of you in here still all morning. There's been 80 of you in here. Keep hitting that sub button, hitting that like button. Get us out there to people. Because as you know, And I'll keep bringing it up. This is the Realism channel. There's no bullshit. There's no bum fluffing players up. There's no bum fluffing managers up. Not unless they deserve it. I think we do, Andrew. I think you're spot on, mate. We need something at the moment. Yeah, Glyn, there you go. No proper leader on the pitch like in the old days of Stevie Perriman. Roll up your sleeves, give it the large. Didn't he, Glyn? Graham Roberts, give it the large. Yeah, people that could put their foot in, giving it the big one. Who's putting their foot in now? Can flip a Vicario. Can't even kick a ball. It's a piss take, honestly. I'm fuming, man, honestly. There you go. Kate's told you, get the likes and sub to us. If you can't sub, like it at least. Can't believe you lot can't get us to 100 likes today, honestly. Ghosted said he don't blame Tudor or Frank or Ange. It's the incompetent people who hired these managers and players who have caused this issue. Absolutely. Listen, Alfie, right? It's just my opinion, right? At the end of the day, he could walk. Don't be surprised if he walks. He probably won't because of the money. Because he's getting a big handful of dough, Alfie. Yeah? The stick's not going to be on him at the end of the day. I don't think it is anyway. He's just been brought here to do a job. 12 games. He's walked in. He's seen the Arsenal performance after being in a week. Then he's seen that yesterday. And he's like this, mate. Honestly, I guarantee you he's in there like that. I saw him on that line yesterday. And the blank look that he had on his face just told me everything. It told me everything. That it's just maybe he feels it's too big for him. There you go. Stevie Perriman playing with an eye like a man, and Solanke gets a sore throat and don't play. Honestly, it's madness. Absolute madness. But there we go. It is what it is. Yid says, bring in Harry. Bring in Harry. I don't know, mate. Listen, I'm just throwing scenarios out there at the end of the day. I want to save our football club as much as all you lot do. And everyone else that's a Tottenham fan. So we have to go. Listen, no other fuckers coming up with any ideas, are they? We all are. YouTubers are. Other people are. Media people, maybe. But they're not, are they? And I don't blame Tudor. He's been offered the job. He's not going to say no, is he? Really? He's got no connection to this club. And I think that's 3/4 of what we're lacking in the situation that we're in now. I think you've got to have someone that's got some bollocks. I think you've got to have someone who tells players how it is, give them clear instructions of what you want them to do. Put your arm around some of them. Some of them stick a rocket up their arse. What other choice do we do? Do we go out with a whimper, losing every week, putting out formations for teams that haven't been played for 20 years? I don't think it's his fault. He's just trying to look for solutions. I think that's why you've seen a different formation over and over and over again. And again, being short of players don't help the situation. But for me, he could have played that team totally different yesterday with a different shape, and it may have helped. It may not have done, but it may have done. And he hasn't done nothing wrong, Sonny. And I know he's done nothing wrong. I agree with you wholeheartedly. He's been gone plump in the middle of it. He's signed the contract. Right? What I'm saying is, the point I'm saying is, Sonny, right, is that there's now 10 games to go. We're on the cusp of it. We're out of it as long as Forest and West Ham don't start winning. I'm not saying it's his fault, Sonny. I don't want you to think that, because I don't think it's his fault at all. But at the end of the day, right, if he's not getting results, Sonny, right, and give him Thursday, give him Sunday, then that gives whoever's, if he did go and he had lost 4 on the bounce, yeah, and you are at an all-time low, then you'd be like 2 in 22 if you don't win by Liverpool. Surely the club would then have to say, hang on a minute, we've got 8 games. By Liverpool, we could be in the bottom 3. We might not be. We probably won't be. But if we're not in it, we're going to be even more perilously close to it. Alfie, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if he came out, if he walked away, yeah, and give it the large about this club. It really wouldn't surprise me. And I'm sure he's already got a few million anyway, Alfie. You know what I mean? Perhaps it's what we need. Perhaps we need calling out again for what it is. All these people can't be lying. Conte said it. Mourinho said it. They've all said it. Poch said it. And this is exactly right. Yep, he's brought in to get a bounce, and it hasn't worked. So if you're a proper football club in the position that we're in, and we get to Liverpool and we haven't got another point, and we've conceded another 4 or 5, and then we're at minus 10 goal average as well, by the way, with still 8 games to go, what do you do? Do you then go for the new manager bounce? It's an interesting subject, I think, because I think it could decide the fate of Tottenham Hotspur this season. It's all about the person. It's all about what they bring. Right? It's what they bring to those players. It's the mentality that they bring. And they necessarily won't get that mentality into them in 10 games. But I think there's players there that don't understand, for me, what it would be to wear a Tottenham shirt, getting paid God knows how many thousands of pounds a week. I'd do it for free. But that's me. They ain't doing it for free. They're doing it for 150 grand a week, and 100 grand a week, and 200 grand a week. When are we going to learn? Yeah, if you buy average, you end up being average. Again, nearly 3 years of this tells us from after the 10 games at the beginning of Angie's first season Go and look at the figures. We are a place above relegation. How big do we need the sample size to be? There you go. There you go. So if he's saying it, you know, and I know he's done it in a roundabout way, yeah, but it's still a nudge, nudge, hint, hint. And he may be able to get away with doing that. We don't know what's in his contract, right? But again, he's been dropped in it. At the end of the day, if you get to Liverpool and you've lost 4 games, you've got to say, surely he's not the man, is he? He's just not the fella. And that, again, that's not his fault. He can only go in there and do his best. And if he's managed to do it other teams, yet he comes to Tottenham and he can't do it, surely that's an indictment on the squad as well. Here we go. I'll just scroll down here a little bit. Big up to you, Daniel. Dan, it's not about being banger. Thanks for the comment, mate. I appreciate it. You know, I'm not here for you lot to say yes, 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 yes to me all the time, mate. And I do appreciate the comment. I know you're in here a lot. I just try and talk. It's not even talking sense, mate. I just say it how I see it. Because we are that channel. That is the 2 marks. And others. There are others. But this is us. This here is us. That used to be us. That there. Andrew says Tudor could be gone if we don't beat Parrott. Mate, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me, Andrew. Nothing would surprise me at Tottenham at the moment. It really wouldn't. Yeah, look, Gus. I just got that feeling, Gus. When I look at him, and he almost looks empty. You know, they was asking him questions yesterday and he said, I don't need to answer that. It's not a different answer from what I told you the other day. So it is what it is. Fair dues. Fair play. But, and Gus says if he walks, he'll be his hero. Oh, Gus, it ain't good for us though, mate, is it, at the end of the day? I mean, what options are there out there? Is it Harry? For you? Do you go, look, Igor, you've got the job. Just see what you can do. Or do you get to Liverpool, for argument's sake? We ain't got a point since he's been here. Is it Harry for you? Who else is there? Who else lifts the morale of this squad like you know he can? Old man or not? You know he's got this. He's got it. He's got a way of doing it. I don't know. Perhaps it's all these years of being in football, everything he's learned from his playing days and his managerial days. Is it because he's a bit savvy and people listen to him? People say, oh, but Harry was back in the day. He ain't managed anyone since whatever, 2015 or whatever it is, 17, 10 years. Will they respect him? Well, fuck me. I don't care what player's in that changing room. If Harry Redknapp walks in that changing room and he's your manager and you don't respect him, then what the fuck are you doing playing professional football? Because I'd have Harry as my manager any day if I was playing. Yes, please. Oh, yes, please. Is he what we need right now? Is he the man to get us out of trouble? Would you take him and a Sherwood maybe? So I think you need someone to get stuck into him. I really do. I think you need someone to oversee training. And like Rudolph says, let's actually get them on the pitch, give them a bit of confidence. Bring a few of the old boys in that can still knock a ball about. You know, serious training. I'm not joking. A few of the old players be a ball about. Perhaps, you know, for an hour of the day, they have a little session. A few of the old boys show them what it's all about. Because these donuts ain't got a clue, have they? They ain't got a clue what it is to play for Tottenham Hotspur. They ain't got a Scooby. There you go, Barry. There you go, mate. It is what it is, and it's proving to be, Barry. Like I said, 2.5 years, it don't tell you a different story. It tells you exactly what you're seeing right now. Right now. No, we're not average, mate. We're not. It's true. Well, I'm just trying to be nice. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be nice. It's difficult to be nice when you're watching dross like that, Alfie, isn't it? To be fair. Oh, yeah, didn't think of that. Didn't think of that, Colin, to be fair. Is that the missus? Oh, thank you. She left a note. All right. I've just had my orders. It's allotment time, I'm afraid, people. So we'll do 5 minutes. We'll have 5 minutes. And just to let you know, yeah, tonight, 6 o'clock, I'll speak to Mark. We'll get a stream going tonight, 6 o'clock. And we'll pin the link maybe and get a few of you on. And we'll talk about it again tonight. It's got to be done. Unfortunately, I've had my orders that we are... I don't think it's a problem, Sonny. I haven't got a problem with him, mate. I haven't got a problem with him. I just think that if you get so far down the line, if we haven't got points, Sonny, that's all I'm saying. So if we don't get anything against Palace, we don't get nothing against Liverpool, that's 12 of your points gone. Right? So then you've got 8 games left. And then you're hoping by Liverpool, City and Forest haven't picked up any points. So you're still where you are now. Right? Then you've got 8 games to get the sufficient amount of points to stay away from Forest and West Ham. Because I've no doubt, as hard as West Ham and Forest run-ins are, they're playing as a teams. They're trying to play for each other. They'll nick the odd win, the odd draw. You know what surprises are like in football. It happens. We might do that. But, you know, what I'm saying is, how long do we leave it? How far do we go down that road where we're not getting anything? You know, the harmony's not there in the team. The team are not playing for each other as such. They're playing as individuals, but they're not playing as a team. How long do you leave it? Absolutely, Marianne. Boxy, is that you? I hope you're well. There you go, Alfie. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, mate. There you go. That's what Joey thinks as well. He walks after Palace. The players aren't listening. They've given up, the shitbags. I don't know what else. Got any other suggestions, Joe? Anyone else got any suggestions? I'm not saying, Joe, bring him in and he's hands on every day and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, he could stay at the lodge, so he ain't got to drive in from Sandbanks every day or whatever. But the geezer's still got a life, hasn't he? You know he puts everything in, Joey. But that was a comment earlier on. Can you imagine him coming to Spurs and he sent West Ham down? He wouldn't be happy, would he? Is what it is, though. I don't know where we go, Joe. I don't know where we go. I'm just thinking, like, you know, he's got the connection with the fans. He's got the connection with the club somehow. Try and get him to have a connection with these players. Yeah, and that's where we are, Kate. That's where we are, unfortunately. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's just get to the bottom down here. Marianne says, love to have good old Harry back, but then I don't want this team to send him to an early grave, yeah? And that's another problem, isn't it? I'm sorry if I've missed anyone. Sully's in. Morning to you, Sully. Hope you're well. Hope you're well, mate. And big up to you, Joey. I'm sorry if I didn't say hello and just started talking about your comment. Big up to you. There you go. Oddle's got a dodgy ticker. I don't think you'll see him in there. Defoe, he's a shout for with Harry Redknapp, maybe. And a Les as well. Why not? Why not? We'll finish on this one. Sully says, if we don't win at Palace, I seriously think we will be relegated. Oh, yeah, Harry's got Cheltenham as well. Yeah, with his horses. Well, whatever. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Listen, we'll be back tonight, 6 o'clock for a stream. We'll try and get a few people on. Obviously, a few people in the chat. We'll stick the link up if anyone wants to come on. We'll have a chat about it. Hit your notification bell so you're in before we start. It seems like a decent time at the moment, 6 o'clock. So, listen, hit the bells. We'll try and get people in for you to listen to. If you lot want to come in, we'll get the link pinned. Yeah, we'll have a chat tonight. We'll talk about it. We'll get it out of the way. And then tomorrow, we'll move on to Palace and what we do from there. Big up to you all. Thanks, everyone, for being in. All the members, all the mods, all the regulars, and everyone else that's been in here. You're all top bananas. I've tried to keep it a bit civil this morning. I really wanted to go off the handle, to be fair. All right, but I'll calm down during the day. There's plenty of time for that this evening. All right. So have a great day, everyone. I'm going up the allotment on instructions. You make sure you do what you're doing and all be safe. And we'll see you at 6 p.m. See you all soon. Take care. See you for now.